What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So recently I got a handful of new subscribers, so welcome to the channel, guys, and I hope you guys enjoy the content that I'm putting out. And I actually come out with videos every single week, so make sure you guys turn on the notifications down below. So when you guys get into dropshipping, usually the margins are anywhere from 15 to 25%, and this also depends on what platform that you sell on. So if you sell on Facebook, your margins are going to be around 15 to 20. If you advertise on TikTok, it's going to be a little bit higher, like 20 to even 40%. So it all just really comes down to your ad costs and what you're paying for your cost of goods. I don't want you guys to make the same mistake that I made in 2020. You guys need to keep up consistently with your profits and what you're doing every single month, every week. If you guys aren't paying attention to this, you're going to be overspending on your credit card. You're going to be spending way more than you need to on cost of goods, and this can really bite you in the butt at the end of the year. You didn't have enough money to pay off your taxes, or you end up not being able to pay off your credit card in time. So I don't want you guys to do what I did in 2020, where I had a pretty big hiccup and I winded up not making as much money as I thought I did, and that's mainly because I spent a lot of money on Facebook ads and I wasn't keeping track of my spending on my credit card. So the amount of money that I earned at the end of the year through my accountant was not exactly what I was expecting. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the video. So for the first profit tracking app, we're going to be looking at Lifetimely, and there's a whole bunch of different apps that you guys can be using. They essentially all do the same exact thing, but these are personally the ones that I think are going to work the most. But I think these ones personally are going to be the most beginner friendly. Right now, I don't use this app specifically. I actually use BeProfit, but this app is going to be very beginner friendly for you new dropshippers out there, and it's going to be so the cool thing that I like about it is that you guys can actually add in your costs and expenses. So let's say I was going to use my chargers that I sold as an example. You guys can see here that I have it listed as $89.99, and I got the product for around $22. So you can go ahead and enter that in there as well. Add that, save the changes. And the cool thing about it as well is that you guys can add the Lifetimely shipping cost. So let's say in order to ship to the United States, it would be $2, right? So you can add $2 in there and then put in the United States. And then let's say it would be $1.50 for Canada. And then another thing about this app is that when you go to integrations, you can plug in whatever advertising platform that you're selling on, and it'll directly track and live track all the different spendings that you have on these platforms. So Facebook ads, Microsoft ads, TikTok ads, Snapchat ads. Now all you have to do is just go in here and sign into those accounts, and then it'll be able to track all the different spending data. And then when you go back to costs and expenses, you guys can see that you can add the transaction costs. So it even keeps track of your Shopify plan. So anytime you get a purchase on Shopify, Shopify actually takes out a percentage of that payment. So you guys can see here's 2.6% plus 30 cents. And it'll actually keep you up to date on your dashboard with that data. And let's say you have custom costs, right? Maybe you get creatives done every single month for $100. You also have to consider the fact that you're paying for a Shopify plan every month, including all the different apps that you're paying for as well. So you can add those custom costs in here, and what it'll basically do is break up each one of those costs, divide it up into 30 days. So let's say we wanted to add creatives, and then we wanted to do it as a monthly thing, and then let's say we wanted it as $100. You can do start date, end date. Obviously, if you continually get new creatives, you don't need that. And then you can also include it in the marketing, and then you can add and close. And what that will basically do is tell Lifetimely that you have this custom cost every single month, and what it'll do is divide that cost on a daily basis per month. That way, just for one day, you're not automatically just going to be hit with a $100 cost. And then with this tool as well, you guys can add multiple stores to it, so that way you don't have to log into all these different accounts to know exactly how much you made or how much you lost that day. So this is the BeProfit dashboard, and this is actually one of my stores that I just started, and right now it's doing pretty well, and I'm looking to scale it within the next week or so. But what I like about this app specifically is that it's made for more intermediate dropshippers, so people that have a little bit more experience or have scaled a store before. This is going to be a perfect tool for you, and this is just for people that don't mind spending that $50 fee per month. Obviously there's cheaper options out there. This one just seems to suit me the best, and the main difference that I see with this specific app is that it directly keeps up with all your data, and it's the most accurate that I've seen from all the other ones. And if you see Lifetimely, that's more a beginner style type of profit tracker, and I'm saying this is because they actually round up or round down the different margins and stuff like that you have on your store. I'd say it's around 85 to 95% accurate, and this one I think is much higher, mainly because they give you, and mainly because to the cent they show you exactly what you're spending and what you're earning. You guys can see you can add the different product costs, the cost of goods, and you guys can see you can make different cost of good profiles. So based off of the country that you sell to, let's say United States, and you know, if you get the product for $19.80, you can add that in there. And let's say you wanted to create another shipping zone, right? You can add another one in here for Canada, and let's say we got that one for $15. And then you can go ahead and enter that in there and then add it. And whenever you get a purchase from that specific country, it'll take that price that you put in there and then factor that into the overall cost. And right here, they do have processing fees as well. Let's say you use different platforms like Amazon Pay, PayPal. It even considers the facts that you're using Shopify payments and all that stuff. And it'll take all that into factor, and that way your data is going to be much more accurate. And when we go back here, just like Lifetimely, you can add custom expenses and revenue. So you guys can see here that I'm paying $256 a month just for my creatives, and that's because I'm going into the scaling phase for this product. So I needed new creatives just so I don't get ad fatigue. And then you guys can see you can add your Shopify app fees as well. You know, I'm paying $67.90. It'll take all that into factor when it's calculating your daily or monthly profit. And you guys can see here you can spread this out daily. That way you're just not going to be hit with a fee and you look one day and you're negative $100. Other than that, you guys, I highly recommend that you use the Lifetimely app if you're a new dropshipper. You can use BeProfit as well. It's just a little bit more expensive, and there are a handful of other apps out there that you guys can be used to track your profits. I've just found these ones to be the most helpful. So if you guys got some value out of this video, make sure you like down below and subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video. Peace.